and welcome back to another installment of the What Everybody podcast. The Stone Man is back to be the Stone Man. Ha! He's here to talk about the finer things in life, like pee in your milkshakes or pythons by the fryer, all the usual stuff we see every day, and so much more. So now's the time to sit back, have yourself one of those Irish car bombs, some spit-laced food, a sesame seed bagel with egg and bacon, no cheese, please, and enjoy the show. So with no further ado, Ryan and Johnny with special guest, the Stone Man.
How you doing? I've been watching Friends. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. I never been a Friends person. I've
No?
maybe seen a few episodes in my life. It doesn't interest
show.
me so much. Yeah, people seem to like it.
Can I ask you a question? I thought of
Sure.
this. Well, I mean, I didn't think of this. It's not an original question, but we're talking.
Maybe we say hello to everybody. Hi,
My
everybody.
bad.
Welcome back.
Hey guys,
Welcome back. Here we are. We're back. What was your
I
question?
do that every week. I bounce right in, and you're the proper host. But dude, this whole topic of what's your demographic drives me crazy. I understand
What is our demographic?
I don't know. That's what I understand that we need to figure that out. But people, you want to have a silly fun time and
I
be
wonder
lighthearted under an hour.
If you could watch our podcast with closed caption and not have to listen. Is that an option?
What's that have to do with anything?
Well, because you said, people, and I said, well, anybody who's got ears, and then it made me think, well, I guess if they're deaf, maybe they could even, if there's closed caption on the YouTube.
Dude, you can't offend the deaf demographic. We need all the demographic we can get.
I know, but do you understand what I'm saying? You said any people.
Yeah, it would rule them out. It would rule. Unfortunately, it would rule them out.
I don't know. There's a closed caption option on YouTube. I have to turn it off all the time because I don't want to read.
I watch
while
TV
I'm
with the
watching.
captions.
I don't. I should, but I don't because I end up reading and not watching.
Yeah, but there's times that it's like, what'd they say? There's times that the captions don't even know what they say, and we're getting off topic already. We're terrible at staying on topic. What's our demographic?
I don't know what our demographic is.
Musicians.
I mean, is it? That's our world.
A lot of them don't seem to like me though, so why would I want them to be my demographic?
The only people who tend to listen to our show that I know of are people who are music enthusiasts.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't want to talk about music all the time. I want to have the option to talk about.
Well, maybe they don't want us to talk about
other
music
stuff.
all the time. Maybe we can talk about
true.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they just want to hear a musician's perspective on life. That's what
I would want to hear.
Yeah.
If I could listen to my favorite musicians have a talk, I wouldn't want to hear them talking about their favorite bands. Who gives a fuck? I want to hear what they ate for breakfast. I want to hear what taking a shit's like because I like shit.
Well,
apparently.
I mean, to each their own. I suppose I can't judge you on that. I'd like to hear, well, not that, but random things as well.
Well, before you jump into that, let's say hello proper. Hello, everybody. We're really bad at saying hi to you when we come on. If you know what our demographic it is, feel free to DM us, or if you have any ideas or something, and to help us educate. Today we do have Stone Man coming back with us to hang out and talk about these such things. So let's maybe, like you were about to say, bring Stone Man on here and see if he has any idea what our demographic is.
All right. We got Stone Man. Let's ask him what our demographic is. Yo, dude,
Hola.
You're sideways.
Am I? Hold on.
Other than that,
Bam.
you're beautiful.
What's
Bam.
up, baby?
What's
Good
happening,
to see
dude?
you.
Stone Man.
Loving life. How's everything?
It's good. You look good. You sound good. How you feeling?
I'm feeling much better, man. I'm feeling much better. I'm getting stronger
Nice.
again.
Yeah.
Got my new motorcycle. Got my new Harley coming.
You're on a bike again, man. Jeez, you got balls. I'll give you that.
I live in LA. You know what I mean? Nothing phases me. I'm
Yeah,
unable to be hurt in any way now. I've been in Hollywood for so long in LA.
It's worth the risk to get the access to motorcycle parking. I'll give you that.
Can't beat that, man. Sidewalks everywhere is beautiful.
LA is the worst place to own a motorcycle. I'm just saying.
It's true. You know, that was one thing I got to admit. I was getting a little weirded out because it's getting even worse. The drivers are getting even worse out here.
Dude, drivers, ever since the pandemic, I really think people have taken the philosophy, and it goes back, I say it all the time, it goes back to people fighting over toilet paper. What's mine is mine. Get the fuck out of my way. And I think people have taken that. They've taken that from the grocery. They've taken that from the grocery stores to the goddamn freeways. Like, no lie, man. People won't let you in. You need to move over a lane. People won't even fucking let you in anymore. It's like crazy.
Dude, I'll be doing 80. I'll roll an 80 up on the freeway, and people are just zipping past me like I'm standing still. That gave me a second thought about getting the new bike, but then I said, screw it, I gotta have it.
Yo, Stoney, help us with a question here. We're trying to figure out what our podcast demographic is. It's a very important question that has me completely stumped.
That anybody in the podcast industry world has been asking us, what's your demographic? And neither one of us can answer this question.
I'd say 9 to 90. 9 to 90, blind, crippled to crazy. We can't walk them, we'll wheel them. Not over 3 days dead.
This is why we had you on, my man. Not over 3 days dead?
Yeah, that's the last one.
That's a fantastic answer. What's your demographic? Breathing and looking to laugh.
25 to 34 is our biggest age group that listens. Majority of men.
Yeah, we got a lot of dudes. What's our percentage of dudes?
It's like 90. It's like 90% dudes.
Really? Dude.
Yeah.
We're having a sausage party every weekend. Or every Wednesday. Yeah. Hey, what's your demographic? Sausage party.
That's funny.
We don't see enough dicks in this place.
I don't know. I wonder what kind of like human would get it. Or maybe it's maybe it's the content. Maybe our content's too all over the board.
I was just a fan. I listen to this stuff all the time.
It's official. They're scared of me at the Yum Yums. My order is fucking absolutely correct every time I come in. And when I come in, they make sure to have the same lady take my order. The same lady makes my order, and they know, like, they don't even go bacon and egg. They just walk right over to me and give it to me. But you can see the look of fear in their eyes when I walk up.
They have like a pinch hitter waiting for Johnny to come in and make a sandwich.
Yeah. Like this is what it looks like. Like I come up and she's got her head down, and she looks up and she goes like this.
But why though? Are you disrespectful? Are you loud?
No, I'm not a Karen. We've been through this.
Very specific.
I know.
Very specific.
So my question is, if you're going into a place of business, you're not being rude. You're demanding your order to be correct because you're paying money.
Do you remember the first time they fucked it up?
Yeah.
So when they fucked it up, I might have given an attitude, maybe.
Yeah, that was like a month ago. That was more than a month ago.
That was like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't really matter. They're scared of me. Yeah. But the good news is that my food's always right.
Which is so weird because I look at Johnny and I all I see is the nice guy Johnny. I don't see him going in there to scare. You know, Johnny's always been so cool.
I wonder why that is, Snowman. Because I don't know if I think there's a lot of people who think I'm a nice guy. Maybe I am a nice guy.
You are a nice guy.
But there are a lot of people in my life who have to deal with me on the regular basis who they don't think I'm a mean guy, but they just think I'm an asshole.
Well, you're very detail oriented, and if someone says $3.55 and you get $3, you're gonna be, well, what about the 55 cents? Like the details.
Well, I mean, that's just trying to rip me off. That sounds.
No, it's a crap example, and I'm not necessarily talking about money, but I'm saying if you want it the way that you expect it to be, and if it's not, you're gonna ask the question of why it's not. There's nothing wrong with that. But to play devil's advocate, as I like to do at our sausage parties, it's neurotic. Ooh. So.
Neurotic? Johnny Neurotic? No way.
That's a good name. That should be your stage name.
Johnny Neurotic?
Johnny Neurotic.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened. I'm as neurotic as they get. You know the one thing, let me say, we always talk about me being a Jew and stuff. Let me tell you the worst thing about being a Jew. My mother.
Careful now.
No, I love my mother, but my mother fucked me up really bad, and she fucked me up because my guilt conscience sits at levels that are like so abnormal. I feel guilty about everything. I hate it, and I think that gets in the way of shit. I think it's gotten to a point where it pisses people off in my life where I'm like, no, really, man, I'm sorry. And they're like, dude, I got over that 2 weeks ago. I know, but I fucking feel bad about it. You know?
You're talking about Yum Yums messing your food up. Did you hear about the Arby's that had it was like a 3-foot long boa constrictor.
Dude.
They found it in the kitchen.
No, that wasn't Arby's.
What?
That was Sonic. They found
Sonic.
They found a 3-foot boa constrictor behind the fryer at a Sonic in where was it?
That's not a big snake though, right? Like 3-foot boa constrictor. That's not very
Where
big.
was it? It was somewhere that we've all been.
I got it right here. Let me pull it up properly. All right. This was the Arby's.
Well, the Sonic one was the boa constrictor. The Arby's one.
Manager in Washington State.
Heated milkshake mix. What a cock.
Arby's. That's not
What
cool.
do you do? What do you do about that?
Here's why. I used to work at a restaurant whenever I was a little guy, you know, and I was a waiter, and the bartender gave me a drink one time to give to a table with a person at that had been an asshole to the bartender. Not to get in deep to the story, but she spit in his drink, mixed it around a little bit, put it on the tray. I went and served the drink. Now,
did you know she spit in the drink?
I did. That makes me an asshole. I get it. But anyways, point of my story is that this was like a directed, like that person did something to that person, so that person did it back to them. Okay, if you pee in the milkshake mix, how many people drank that?
The guy says he doesn't think that it got served anybody, but if it did, they served 4 sundaes that day and 29 milkshakes.
It's a pretty good recollection of those numbers, dude.
Well, I'm a numbers guy. So there's the
29-year-old man into a bag of milkshake mixes. They were executing a search warrant on his phone as a part of a child pornography investigation. This guy's bad news.
Arby's got it going on.
Scroll down. They have the numbers down here at the bottom. Right there. Okay. Another manager at Arby's told detectives that the restaurant sold at least 1 ice cream float and about 30 to 40 milkshakes that day. That means there's the possibility that 30 to 40 people in Washington State fucking drank that dude's piss in their milkshake.
Question, though, for both of you guys. This is going to totally trip Johnny Neurotic out and make him even more neurotic when he's at restaurants. Sorry for that, buddy. But I have a legit question that I want. How much gross shit do you think you've eaten unknowingly from a restaurant?
Well, I used to work in restaurants for a long time. You guys want to hear something really gross? Yeah. So I used to work at this restaurant in New Hope, Pennsylvania before I moved to Los Angeles. And it was an Italian, it's a great place. It was an Italian restaurant called La Terrazza, Mama Pop's place. Armando, the owner. No, Armando died and the restaurant's gone. There was a dude that worked there that went to the bathroom, took a shit, right? And I had noticed that he didn't wash his hands when he left the bathroom. Fine, whatever. What makes it even worse is right after that, I saw him go into the kitchen and pick pieces of sausage off of somebody's plate that he was about to serve to them. That's disgusting.
Foul. There's a pink eye outbreak in New Hope, Pennsylvania.
Saw him picking off the fucking sausage off of somebody's plate.
Flies are hovering around you.
You know what always freaked me out is whenever you go in the kitchens in a restaurant, it's hot. Okay, they're cooking things, and you know it's hot. Sweaty chefs dripping into like food that they're preparing is what creeps me out. I think the most. That's my most neurotic.
My dad, when I was growing up, my dad had a restaurant, Stoney's Diner, right? So I was always I was in there.
That's awesome. Stoney's
Diner.
Was,
I can't imagine.
Where was that?
It was in Dover, New Hampshire, where I grew up, right? As a Stoney's Diner, you know, and so I can remember washing dishes in there, right, and thinking just one right, boom, 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 really fast when you're working it. How clean do they really get sometimes? You know what I mean?
Dude, it's disgusting. Yeah. I'm with you. I send back. That's one thing that I send back on a regular basis is silverware.
This is a gross topic.
Well, it all started because of the python. How does this python get behind a Sonic fryer anyway?
My guess is he wiggled.
Where was that in? What city?
Let's find
Sonic.
it. Did you find it?
I'll find it. Yeah, here we go. Sonic workers find an absolute nightmare lurking just behind the fry machine. They fled the restaurant and called the cops. What is calling the cops on a snake gonna do?
Hey, ask it to see if it says how it got there, because we never read the article. So, like, maybe it says how it got there.
It's a 3.5 foot python, which doesn't sound very big to me.
Yeah, it isn't. Seeing how those things get ginormous.
Yeah.
The Lieutenant Matthew Wilson of the Brunswick Police Department said, I ended up catching him with a broom handle. Just got where I could secure his head and then put a paper bag around him and carried him out. Oh, there it is. There's a picture of the snake.
Oh my God.
It's
That
not
would
a
freak
huge
me out,
it's
man.
not a huge snake as far as like a boa constrictor goes, but that's big enough. People who are no longer able to care for a pet snake should contact local reptile rescue or animal shelter for advice. So it was somebody's pet.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
Yeah, it had to be somebody's. Yeah.
That'd
Well,
be
they
an
were saying that
expensive pet.
it could have been somebody's pet, and they like had it and just let it out, because like the python isn't growing, or they're not breeding in Georgia. There, like they're like fucking jungle animals.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. In Florida, I read an article about a couple of days ago. A guy was playing what's disc golf, whatever disc golf is. I think it's like
frisbee
Is that
golf.
like is that when you shoot
Frisbee
like
golf.
Oh, frisbee golf.
You throw. Well, anyways,
yeah.
a guy's playing disc golf and he disappears because he threw his disc. He went to look for his disc, and they suspect an alligator got him. Hey guys, the way I don't want to die, the way I know for sure I don't want to die is an alligator.
Dude, that's everywhere in Florida. Every pond you see in Florida, from Tampa on down, every single one has alligator in it.
Yeah,
every single lake,
that's
every single
terrifying to
pond
me.
you see.
You don't just die; you get like broken and eaten and broken. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways,
Let me see if I can.
that makes me
find
sound like a pussy.
We're doing very. Hey, I feel that because for me it's sharks. I don't like the ocean.
Same thing. Yeah, same thing.
Same thing. Something that big is just gonna tear you apart.
All right, you have your choice. You have to be eaten by a shark or an alligator. What are you taking?
Alligator.
Really?
Yep.
I think a shark would be quicker.
I think a shark would be quicker too.
I do. I think so too. But I'm so just petrified of sharks, man.
Yeah.
I saw that Jaws as a kid.
It's a bad choice. It's a bad.
Yeah.
50-50
Either
choice.
way, it's gonna be. Either way, it sucks. Can't I just go out like in my sleep, like as an old man? That'd be the best.
Yeah. I want to die at a sausage party.
You want to die
Surrounded by my demographic. He died peacefully.
He died peacefully amongst his demographic.
See fucking sausages all flying around.
So let me ask you something. We were having a debate yesterday, Ryan and I, that I'd love to get your insight on, Stone Man. So I don't know if you heard this, because I didn't hear this until Ryan brought it to my attention, but Ted Nugent and Joan Jett are in a dispute. And the dispute is that Joan Jett made it to the top 100 best guitar players ever. And I don't think Ted Nugent did. I think that's what he's mad about. So, but here's the thing.
Or was it the Hall of Fame? I can't remember.
It was a list of top 100 guitar players. Joan Jett was on it. Ted Nugent didn't necessarily like say anything bad about her, but he like his point was like she's not.
His point was valid,
she
and let it be known that I
shouldn't-
think. Let it be known that I think Ted Nugent's kind of a douche. So, I just want it to be known that.
But he shreds.
He shreds, and what he is saying, I don't necessarily disagree with. What he is basically saying is, yes, she's written some great songs, and her songs are legendary. But to put her as one of the best 100 guitar players, I don't see that. How does Joan Jett qualify as one of the best 100 guitar players?
Well, you have
She's
to
not,
ask
you know-
if you're making a list of the top 100 best shredders, best lead guitar players, then I would agree she doesn't belong on that list. But if being a good guitar player doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a shredder. You could be an influential, good songwriter, creative on the guitar.
Songwriter. It wasn't a list of the 100 best songwriters.
Yeah.
She should be on that list. It was a list of 100 best guitar players. So you being a guitar player, Ryan, answer me how she is on that list as a guitar player, not a songwriter.
I can tell you why Ted's not on there, obviously, you know what I mean? Because he's a dick.
I don't have a problem with it. She's influential. Also, I met Joan Jett. She's a tiny little thing.
Yeah. I smoked pot in Joan Jett's hotel room with her.
It's like this. It's like
awesome.
this, dude.
She's
it's like
awesome,
this.
but
it's
best
like,
guitar players. I mean,
It's like this: the Ramones. Do you think Johnny Ramone is one of the top 100 best guitar players?
I do not. I sure do not.
You don't think stage presence and coming up with a style of music that was like powerful has anything to do with influence?
He's not leading guitar player though.
Yeah.
We're talking guitar player.
Obviously, she's not the best guitar player. No, but she's influential.
mean-
That's why she's on the list.
Absolutely.
Right. But the list is top 100 best guitar players.
Yeah.
Not top 100 most influential musicians. Not top 100 best songwriters. Top best guitar players.
We found a list here. And at 96 is Angus Young,
That's
which
insane.
is ridiculous.
It's insane.
Talk about influential.
Yeah, dude, right? This page is kind of hard to look at, but okay, so Robbie Krieger is 91.
Joan Jett's
Suck a
higher
cash.
than all these people. This makes no sense.
Joan Jett is
Joan Jett's
87.
87.
So they have Joan Jett at 87 and Angus Young at 96. Yeah, the list is bullshit.
Who's number one?
Yeah.
Who's number one? Good question.
Let's just look at the top 10, at least.
Top 10. We have.
You can go to the top.
number-
Go to the top. It says 10 to 1 at the top. You can just click to it.
Pete Townsend. They have him
Keith
number
Richards
10.
number 10. All right, so there's your there's an argument for you because Keith Richards is not the top 10 best guitar players. He's probably the top 10 best songwriters.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is
Whoever wrote this,
like a songwriter
who wrote-
list.
Yeah,
this
who
is
came up with this list of fucking shot ahead?
9, Jimmy Page.
It's the first legitimate shit I've seen yet, but it should still be higher probably.
8, Ry Cooder.
Right?
7,
He's
Stevie Ray
badass.
Vaughan. 6, Chuck Berry. 5, Robert Johnson. 4, Eric Clapton. 3, B.B. King. 2, Dwayne Allman. Number 1, without looking at it, they're going to put Jimi Hendrix because that's what they do.
Of course.
The top 10's was
a bunch of
almost
nonsense.
legitimate. It was almost legitimate in the sense that like they at least were going guitar players with the top 10.
I don't think Keith Richards is the number 10 guitar player, though. He's not even the best guitar player in the Rolling Stones.
That's why I
Right.
said almost. And it's
Yeah.
also to be debated Jimi Hendrix versus Jimmy Page. I know how great Jimi Hendrix is, but Jimmy Page, number 9. Angus Young,
Dude,
number 96.
Steve
Somebody
Vai.
can
The
suck.
fact that Angus Young is number 96 delegitimizes that entire list.
Right. It's like I said, Steve Vai and a bunch of guys like Steve Vai, fucking Eric Johnson.
It's all about taste, though, because you could say Steve Vai. Steve Vai is obviously a better guitar player than Joan Jett, but I'd rather watch a Joan Jett show.
Okay, listen. Joan Jett, I'm not taking away for what she's done to music and where she deserves her fucking credit. She deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She deserves to be in the top 100 best songwriters of all time. She deserves to be in a list of best performers. However, to put her ahead of Angus Young on a best guitar player list,
Yeah.
it makes no sense. And
Here's
whoever wrote that,
here's the takeaway. Angus Young, number 96. Joan Jett, number 87. Keith Richards, number 10.
End of discussion.
Like, that's not a good list. I hate those lists.
well, the nicest tits, she barely has it.
They're all
Nicest
they're all
tits on the
opinion.
list.
It's opinion. It's all opinion.
Yeah.
It's all, and you know what they always say? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. But this opinion's coming from a guy from Rolling Stone, and we have a guy coming on next week who was like an editor for Rolling Stone. So we got to ask him about that.
we might want to tread lightly.
No, fuck that. I want to know because that's bullshit. That's not a credible fucking list. Like it's sort of like Rolling Stone's supposed to be the pinnacle of credibility for this fucking music magazines, and that's the fucking bullshit they're gonna fucking throw out there. That's
They
not a credible list.
They lost me when they put the Boston Bomber on the cover.
They put
The Boston Bomber, is that what you said?
Yeah, they put him on the cover of Rolling Stone, and I was like, all right, I'm good.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, Johnny, episode 52. Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up with some questions.
Okay. What do you want to make the topic of questions to be?
Well, you were the one yesterday that said you think you can spontaneously come up with some fantastic questions. So I'm going to let you
Okay.
spontaneously come up with the first fantastic question.
Okay, first question will go to Stone Man. Stone Man,
Here. Yes, sir.
If you had to pick between kayaking and bass fishing, going on a super yacht and bass fishing, the caveat with the super yacht is it comes with all the models that you could pick out, and you were single. Or just going on a surfboard and bass fishing, which one would it be?
Well, with the yacht, it probably has the little side boats you can take off on the side, right? You can take off, like
See, the guy's a thinker. The guy's a thinker.
So,
the guy's,
yeah. So I would say that the yacht would be the way to go, because that way I can just take the little skiff, go into the little areas I need to go into, and then when I was tired at the end of the day, got supermodels running around with my.
Yeah. While you're out fishing, can I invite myself to hold down the fort?
I was going to say, I was going to have you and Johnny hold down the fort while I'm out fishing. Make sure warm everybody up.
Johnny has one of those little captain's hats.
Sideways.
Captain Stubings.
Love it. All right, I got a question. I got a question for the both of you. For the both of you.
Okay.
What do you think the grossest thing you've ever unintentionally eaten at a restaurant is?
150% spit, ball sweat, or ass sweat. Whatever somebody's going to do.
Has spit in your food before?
Absolutely.
Wow. I don't think anyone intentionally ever done it, because I'm way too smart to be fucking with the guy who prepares the food.
Hey, you're nice.
Even if it comes back wrong.
You're like a likable dude. I don't see you coming across as like spitting that guy's food.
Yeah, I try not, so I can't think of it. If anything, it would probably just be like something, some sweat, or somebody didn't clean the plate or glass or silverware or something like this, didn't clean it well. That'd be about the worst, I think.
I was at Subway one time, and the lady that was making my food had like, she was observational. She was older and had like very, very, very dyed black hair. And so I'm eating my sub, and I get a hair in my food in my mouth from the sandwich, and I pull it out of my mouth, and it's still connected in the sandwich, and it's just this long black. I was like,
I throw the sandwich. I throw it out.
It's not that bad. It's just a hair, but it was the fact of it like being in my mouth and still in the sandwich, and just like, that was pretty. Anyhow,
holy shit!
Moving on.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Right.
That's pretty gross.
To follow that up, question for both of you: how often in a year's time do you think that this happens in the world, that somebody actually takes a shit and somehow mixes it in with the food that they're serving?
Oh, I hope
like it's
never.
part of the
Never.
You don't think that's ever happened? You don't think
in my
you don't
world
think that's
it's never
ever
happened, and it's never
maybe down in some
Never.
of those fucking southern countries. Maybe southern countries below the border.
You don't think there's some fucking pissed off, disgruntled fucking guy who's like, all right, well, I'm making the meat sauce this morning. I guess they're going to get a little surprise in that.
Here's the thing, and this is my bro science, so take it for what it's worth. If you spit in someone's drink, you're an asshole, but it's no harm, no foul. If you piss in someone's milkshake, you're an asshole. It's no harm, no foul. If you shit in food, you're going to get people sick.
Why wouldn't piss get you sick?
It's sterile, I think.
I read, I was going to say, I think I read somewhere it's sterile. But it doesn't make much sense, because I know I take these fucking vitamins and it comes out yellow as hell.
Yeah,
that means you're dehydrated. Or you're taking too many vitamins.
No, the reason that piss vitamins turn your piss yellow is because they're water soluble. So your body takes what it needs and it puts the rest out into fluorescent goodness.
Right, fluorescence.
So,
that's it.
when you said that, Ryan, my vape sits here and it doesn't make a light at all. It was sitting on the counter, no reason for it to turn green. But I forget what word you just said. But as you said that, for some reason, it just went like this. It just was green by itself.
I was trying to get you to, what's it called? Get you to hit the what? Hit the beeper.
Oh.
What's that called?
The beeper.
You said when it flashes, it'll stop and it flashes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're not following me. What's the thing on your vape that whenever you inhale, it like beeps and it stops you from going any further?
Oh, the blinker. You want me to do a blinker?
The blinker. That's what it was. Yeah, hit the blinker right now. Hit it. Hit it right now. Hit the blinker. Hit the blinker. Do it. Do it. Hit the blinker. Hit the blinker. Do it.
Take it to left. Take it to left.
I'm gonna bypass my question and just make it a request. Hit the blinker.
Blinker. Blinker. Blinker. Blinker. Blinker. Blinker. Blinker.
Here we
go.
Do it, pussy.
Do it, pussy. That's funny. All right, here we go.
Radio silence, but video gold.
Go like a shower. Come on. That's a rip.
That is never not funny to me.
That is just a big, huge rip.
I got it, though. I did it.
You got it. Good job, buddy. I'm glad I bypassed my question for that.
That was a good one. That was good.
All
right, moving on. Your question.
Stoneman, think of a question. I got to recover.
If you had a Ryan, do you medically are you involved in the medical marijuana type of thing? Anything like this?
I'm not.
You don't smoke at all, right?
I'm not against it, but I don't do it.
All right. What about heroin? I'm only kidding.
Yeah, of course.
Duh.
Everyone's got to chase the dragon every now and again, you know.
John, all right, so I guess this will go to John. Johnny, do you smoke? When you smoke marijuana, is there a certain kind that you want to smoke? Is it just sativa? Is it indica?
Just indica. Just indica.
Just indica,
stuff,
right?
And I'll do hybrid with. Well, no, I don't like sativa. This is a funny story. So for those who don't know, sativa is more of the upper. You have things to do during the day, and you want to be like awake and not get all sleepy and fall into the couch. You smoke the sativa. The indica is like nighttime, good stuff, and want to fall into the couch kind of shit. Now, I had them reversed. So I kept buying sativa, and sativa makes me extremely, extremely paranoid. So I go to the weed store one day. This is before it was like legal to everybody, and I just had my medical card, and I'm talking to the dude, and I'm confused. I'm buying the sativa. I thought that's the stuff I get to get me mellow and to chill out and not get paranoid. He's like, dude, you have it all wrong. You're supposed to be smoking the indica. Of course, the sativa is the one that's known to make you paranoid. So this for fucking a couple of years there, I was buying the wrong weed. Anyway, what was your question?
I don't know, but I think you answered it.
As far as that statement, so I know there's I don't think I've ever smoked any kind of weed that makes me up and makes me want to go, clean my house or anything. Yeah. Pretty sure we called that cocaine back in the day. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that. Yeah. Right. And then that's the only thing that said me want to clean the house and all that.
Yeah.
And there was only good weed or there was bad weed. You know what I mean? The good stuff, we get you high, you kind of sit there like this, chilling out on the couch. The bad stuff, you smoke it and you just regular day, just keep on going around. I mean, I look at it, it's like nature's Ritalin. You know what I mean? It's like nature's Ritalin. It kind of keeps me from going back to being a serial killer.
I am a very big advocate of marijuana, and I'm really stoned at the moment now, but I got to say that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Blinkers. It's been I haven't done a blinker since the last time we did a blinker.
It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh, dude.
Well, if while we're on the topic of weed, I will ask you this question. Then Stoneman. Now, for those who might have been confused at what I was smoking, this is what we call a weed vaporizer pen. It's THC oil. It definitely is a different kind of high than, say, smoking actual marijuana, the plant. Marijuana, the plant, I've noticed, is more of a body thing. It lasts longer, and it might not get you as high as the vaporizer pen, but it definitely is more of a relaxing thing. Where the vaporizer pen, I find, is more of a head thing. My question to you would be, do you, A, like the vaporizer oil, or do you prefer the grass, and why?
The oil, I'm not a big fan of, just because it has so many different kinds. I had a friend that was making those cartridges. Right. I got a bunch of them still left. And he was my roommate, and I watched the way they were making them. He had a little production line in his house, and they were making them right there. And he said, and they would just put different names on it. So it's basically all the same stuff. With the flower, I think it's more of, like you said, it's more of the flower. I think it's more of a head high. I think it's more of a brain high. I think when you eat the flower, when you eat it, that's when you get the big body high.
Did you notice when they legalized weed for everybody that the actual THC content in the edibles went down? I remember buying a Kiva bar, and I would eat the whole thing, and it would kill me. But then they legalized it. I hadn't eaten edibles in a while because I was eating edibles so much that it was like I scared myself with some of the thoughts I was having. It was really fucking weird. So I was like, I was like, I ain't going to do that no more. So I hadn't eaten an edible in a long time. Next time I bought a Kiva bar, I bought the highest dose they had. I ate the whole thing. I'm like, I'm not even high. Like they actually did regulate how much THC they could put in the edibles, where before it used to be like no holds bar. Crazy.
All right, fellas, my AirPods are about to take a shit, so let's wrap this up with the final question of the day. We were talking to Stone Man about some kind of a segment, bringing some kind of a segment to the podcast. And we're not going to ask you to do it spontaneously, but you were going to go and find, what was it? You were going to go and find a biker. So one of your biker friends,
bar,
but like is like a Miley Cyrus fan or is like a Bieber fan.
Exactly. Like yeah, that's no problem. I'll find somebody.
Yeah, I got to see this.
I absolutely. I know a couple of cats that their taste in music is just like mine. They're kind of crazy. Yeah, I'll say so.
Wait, I don't understand. What are you saying?
I'm saying that my taste in music is kind of weird from everybody else's just because of the other gig I do. You know what I mean, on the side. The club. So. There's so many different styles of music that I get.
So what is the craziest thing you like from those things you have to listen to? What's the one that jumps out? Because I have one that caught my attention from one of the, I play kids music on the weekends. And one of the songs we do is like a cover song, but we play along to that Justin Timberlake song from that movie Frozen. And that song,
go find a biker that's a JT fan.
So I fucking love that song whenever it comes on. I'm like, I dig that. So my question to you is, which song is it for you that you're not going to go running to tell your friends that you dig?
Believe it, I would say.
It's a good question.
Of the newer stuff.
So instead, tell the whole world.
And he's trying to tap dance out of it right now. He's trying to tap dance out of it right now.
No. I'm trying to. There's a song called Despacito by Justin Bieber. That's really good. And his new one, Peaches. Those. I like those two songs. I like them. I remember I saw Justin Timberlake on a show one time as I was going for a ride. I was like, my Thrall and Pharaoh and Elvis were all outside waiting for me. George on the bike. So I was like, come on, Stone, it's all right, cool. But I was watching this show, and Justin Timberlake came on and started just killing it. He's singing, he's dancing, he's playing the friggin' sax. He gets up, he starts playing the friggin' piano. He was just amazing. And I just remember walking out to those guys. I'm like, holy shit, you guys. Justin Timberlake rules.
He is fucking talented.
Like, what did you just say to us? I was like, dude, I'm telling you right now, this guy is amazing. And they're like, just get on your bike and shut up. All right, we're not going to say that to us again. It would be hilarious, man.
They're like, just suppress it. Push it down. Push it down.
It's that Bill Burr
there's
thing.
Some Latin songs.
Fucking guys have a brain aneurysm at 35.
Guy's got bananas on his pancakes.
Do some man shit.
Go carve a pumpkin. Stone Man, awesome. Thank you for joining us. Stone Man here, he's one of those people we like having around because he's got good perspective, different than Ryan and I, who are already different. So it's nice. But we want to thank everybody for joining us again here on the Whatever Buddy podcast. Make sure you go to whateverbuddy.com, subscribe and all that other stuff. Like, report, subscribe. What was it? Like, report, subscribe, like, report, whatever it is, whatever the case is. Thank you for joining us here.
Send us your demographic.
Yeah. Send us a demographic. Write us a line. Tell us who we are.
Females. One love, everybody. One love. Thank you.
That's it. We will see you next week on the Whatever Buddy podcast.
See y'all. Thanks, Stoney. See you soon.
One love. I love you guys. Thank you, brothers.